Have you ever woken up and wondered, is this what aging feels like? The aching joints, the foggy mind, the slow, heavy body that doesn't feel like your own anymore. I remember when my mornings used to be like that too. At 70, I was already being told, that's just part of getting older. But deep down, I refused to accept that my best days were behind me. So I began making small, intentional changes. Just 5 simple morning habits, no expensive supplements, no complicated routines, just consistency. Now, at 94, I live alone without medication and feel sharper and stronger than I did in my 60s. And I believe you can too. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the exact 5 morning habits that changed everything for me and how they might just help you reclaim your energy, your health, and your independence. Habit 1, strategic morning hydration. Have you noticed yourself walking slower lately, even when you're not tired? That quiet little change might not seem like much. But what if I told you it could be one of the first signs your body is silently aging faster than it should? You see, after the age of 60, our bodies naturally begin to lose water more quickly, especially overnight. While we sleep, we lose up to 1 liter of water through breathing and sweat, even if we don't feel hot. And here's the shocking part, even mild dehydration in the morning can reduce brain function by up to 27% and increase inflammation by over 30% in older adults, according to Johns Hopkins researchers. That inflammation doesn't just affect your mind, it seeps into your joints, your muscles, even your walking speed. Yes, how fast you walk in the morning could be your body quietly warning, I'm not getting what I need. Joe, 76 from Ohio, always prided himself on staying active. He walked to the park every morning, rain or shine, but over the past year, his steps became slower. His knees hurt. He felt dizzy more often. His doctor ran a bunch of tests, everything looked normal, but Joe didn't feel normal. It wasn't until his daughter, a nurse, asked a simple question. Dad, do you drink water first thing in the morning that the real issue came out? Joe admitted he'd go straight for his coffee, maybe hours before having his first sip of water. She gently changed that. Now, Joe drinks a glass of water with a pinch of salt the moment he wakes up. After 2 weeks, his energy returned. His knees stopped aching as much. And yes, he was walking faster again. The truth is, most seniors don't feel thirsty even when their bodies are dehydrated. And that leads to a slow, quiet decline. Joint stiffness, especially in the knees and hips, slower reaction time, which can increase fall risk. Mental fog, which we often blame on old age, but is really just poor hydration. And yes, slower walking speed, which studies now link to increased mortality risk. Think about that, something as simple as walking slower could be a sign your body is missing its most basic fuel water. What to do today? Here's what I want you to try starting tonight before bed. Prepare a glass of room temperature. Water 16 Oz is great. Add a small pinch of natural salt like sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. Put it right on your nightstand. As soon as you wake up, before coffee, before breakfast, before anything else, drink it. That's it. This tiny habit takes less than 30 seconds, but it could change how your whole day feels and even how long you stay independent. I've done it every morning since I turned 75. I'm now 94 and still walking to the store on my own. Have you ever woken up stiff and foggy like that? Drop a number 1 in the comments if this sounds like you. Habit 2, circadian aligned morning light. Did you know missing just 10 minutes of morning sunlight can throw off your entire day and even speed up aging? Most people think sleep problems, low mood, and fatigue are just normal with age. But what if I told you the real culprit might just be the light or lack of it that hits your eyes first thing in the morning? Our bodies are run by an internal clock, the circadian rhythm that controls over 150 daily functions. Everything from when we feel hungry, to how well we sleep, to our hormone levels, even how fast we age. And what sets that clock? Morning sunlight. Specifically, the light in the first 30 minutes after waking tells your brain, it's a new day, let's get to work. A study from Stanford showed that just 10-15 minutes of natural morning light boosts serotonin by 42% and helps regulate melatonin, the sleep hormone, at night. Without it, your body's rhythm gets confused. You feel tired, groggy, anxious even if you slept 8 hours. Carol, 81 from Arizona, had been struggling with sleep for years. She'd fall asleep at 2 or 3 wake up exhausted, and spend her afternoons napping. Her doctor prescribed sleep aids, but they left her groggy and forgetful. Then her granddaughter, a college student studying biology, suggested something different. Grandma, try getting sunlight first thing in the morning, even if it's cloudy. So Carol started stepping outside, no sunglasses, for just 10 minutes every day after waking. Within 1 week, she was falling asleep before 10 p.m. and waking naturally without pills. Her mood lifted, her energy returned, and those foggy, forgetful mornings gone. Skipping morning, sunlight doesn't just ruin your sleep, it disrupts nearly every system in your body. Your immune system weakens. Your digestion slows, your mood hormones drop, and your memory and focus suffer. Worse, over time, this disruption can lead to faster cognitive decline, increased inflammation, and even muscle loss, especially in people over 60. Your internal clock is like an orchestra, and sunlight is the conductor. Without it, everything plays out of sync. What to do today? Here's how to reset your body starting tomorrow. Within 30 minutes of waking, step outside. Don't wear sunglasses or look through glass. Light must hit your eyes directly, but don't stare at the sun. Stay out for 10-15 minutes. Even on cloudy days, it works. If you're mobility limited, sit by a wide open window, though it's only about 50% as effective. In winter, consider using a light therapy box, but real sunlight is always best when possible. This simple, free habit helps your body remember when it's day and night, so you sleep better, feel better, and move better. I've done this every morning since my early 70s, and I believe it's one of the reasons I sleep like a baby at 94 without pills, without problems. Habit 3, 4-minute morning brain activation. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you came in? Forget a familiar name mid-sentence. What if I told you it's not just old age? It's a habit you're skipping every morning that could protect your brain. Right after you wake up, your brain is in a unique state, more open to learning and change than any other time of day. That's because levels of a brain chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, are at their highest. Think of BDNF like Miracle-Gro for your brain cells. When you do nothing with your brain in that window, no thinking, no remembering, no problem solving, you're wasting that precious moment. Even worse, studies show you could be losing up to 30,000 neural connections every morning if you don't activate your brain. But the solution is simpler than you think. Just 4 minutes each morning with the right mental warm-up can boost your memory, focus, and even protect you from cognitive decline. Frank, 83 from Minnesota, used to love reading and doing crossword puzzles. But after a long illness and a lot of bed rest, his memory started slipping. He couldn't remember what day it was. He repeated stories. He stopped reading altogether. His granddaughter, a psychology major, suggested a brain routine just 4 minutes, right after waking up. So every morning, Frank did 4 things. Solved 1 easy math problem. Recalled a detailed memory like his wedding day. Learned 4 new words. Visualized his plan for the day. He called it his 4-4-4 challenge. And within 3 weeks, his mind felt sharper. He could recall names again. He even got back into reading something he thought he'd lost for good. Consequences of ignoring this. The brain, just like the body, needs exercise, especially as we age. Skipping mental activation in the morning leads to slower thinking, weaker memory recall, higher risk of dementia over time. The worst part, the damage happens quietly, no pain, no warning, until one day you can't remember something you knew for years. And by then, many of those brain connections may already be gone. But you can fight back and you can start tomorrow morning. What to do today? Here's how to start your 4-minute brain boost tomorrow, right after drinking water and getting sunlight. Sit down quietly, set a timer for 4 minutes. Do these 4 things. Solve 1 simple math problem, 9x7. Recall 1 vivid memory, your high school graduation, a trip, a song. Learn 4 new words from a book, dictionary, or language app. Visualize your day. Picture yourself brushing your teeth, cooking lunch, calling a friend. That's it. You've now activated multiple parts of your brain logic, memory, language, planning in just 4 minutes. I started this habit at 70 when I felt my mind slowing down. Now, at 94, I still pay my own bills, remember everyone's birthday, and haven't lost a thing except maybe my patience for bad TV. Don't let your brain coast into old age. Give it 4 minutes each morning, and it'll reward you for years to come. Still with me? The last 2 habits might surprise you, especially if you're worried about memory loss or feeling weaker. Habit 4, strategic morning mobility. What if I told you that the stretches you've been doing every morning might actually be hurting your joints, not helping them? It sounds crazy. I know. But for people over 60, some common exercises can quietly cause damage instead of relief. As we age, the tissues in our body, like ligaments, tendons, and cartilage, lose moisture and flexibility. By the time we're over 70, these tissues behave very differently than when we were 30 or 40. That means old habits like toe touches, neck rolls, or deep forward bends can actually put strain on our joints, especially spinal discs, knees, and hips. Mayo Clinic research found that seniors who follow the wrong morning movements have 31% more inflammation, while those who follow gentle strategic routines reduce stiffness by up to 44% within 2 weeks. In other words, it's not about stretching more, it's about stretching smarter. Thomas, 85, from North Carolina, had always been active. He followed the same 10-minute stretching routine every morning that he'd done since his 50s. But one day, he started needing a walker. His joints ached. His back hurt constantly. He felt confused. I've been doing the right thing, he thought. It wasn't until his physical therapist reviewed his morning routine that the truth came out. Those stretches he'd done for decades were too aggressive for his current body. They switched him to a 7-minute mobility sequence designed specifically for seniors. No toe touches, no deep twists, just gentle activation, done in the right order. Within weeks, Thomas no longer needed his walker. He could get in and out of the car without pain. And for the first time in years, he could reach the top shelf without wincing. Doing the wrong movements first thing in the morning can worsen joint pain, cause micro tears in aging tissues, increase your risk of falls and injury, slowly take away your independence. And the worst part? Most seniors don't realize it's happening. They think my body's just getting old, when in reality, their routine is causing the damage. What to do today? Here's the safe and effective 7-minute morning sequence I follow, and you can start tomorrow's shoulder circles 30 seconds. Sit or stand with arms relaxed and make gentle forward circles, slowly increasing size. Seated, marching 1 minute. Sit in a firm chair and alternate lifting knees like marching in place. Doorway chest openers 30 seconds. Stand in a doorway. Place hands at shoulder height on each side and lean forward gently. Supported squats 1 minute. Hold on to a counter or sturdy chair and gently bend knees, going only as far as feels safe. Ankle circles 1 minute per foot. Sit, extend one leg, and slowly rotate your foot clockwise and counterclockwise. Always listen to your body. This isn't a race, it's a ritual of respect for the joints that carry you every day. Since my late 80s, this sequence has kept me pain-free, flexible, and confident in my movements. I still do my own laundry, sweep my porch, and carry groceries because I move the right way, not the hard way. Habit 5, protein timing for muscle and strength. Are you starting your day with toast, fruit, or just a cup of coffee? It might seem light and healthy, but for people over 60, that kind of breakfast could quietly be stealing your strength one bite at a time. As we age, our bodies become more resistant to building muscle, a condition called anabolic resistance. That means even if you're eating enough protein across the day, it may not be getting used properly unless it's timed right. Studies from Tufts University show that adults over 70 need about 25-30 grams of protein in one meal, especially in the morning right after light movement to maintain muscle. Why morning? Because after you've done a bit of movement, like a gentle mobility routine, your muscles become more awake and responsive to protein. This window is your best chance to protect your strength for the rest of the day. Barbara, 91 from Oregon, was losing strength fast. Her arms felt too weak to lift a pan. She'd get tired just standing in the kitchen. She'd been eating healthy fruit, oatmeal, coffee, but her protein, maybe 10 grams at breakfast, and most of it at dinner. Her granddaughter, a dietitian, helped her shift one small habit. Barbara began having 2 eggs, a cup of Greek yogurt, and a scoop of protein powder in a smoothie right after her morning mobility. Within a month, Barbara noticed she could carry grocery bags again. Her energy returned, and her doctor even noted improved muscle tone at her next checkup. Skipping protein in the morning leads to faster muscle loss. Increased fatigue, higher fall risk, weaker immunity, and slower healing. Even worse, once muscle is lost, it's much harder to get back after 70. That's why when you eat protein matters just as much as how much. What to do today? Tomorrow morning, after your 7-minute movement routine, try this. Eat 25-30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes. Great options include 2 eggs plus a small bowl of cottage cheese, Greek yogurt with added protein powder, a smoothie with whey or plant-based protein and collagen. Avoid sugary fruits and white bread. At this time, they spike blood sugar and block the benefits of protein. If you want something savory, eggs and cheese work great. If you like sweet, go for a smoothie with banana, nut butter, and protein, no added sugar. I've been doing this since my mid-80s. Now, at 94, I still carry groceries, climb stairs, and open jars by myself. Not because I'm special, but because I feed my body what it needs. When it needs it, muscle is your independence, and breakfast is your best weapon to protect it. Does your breakfast look like Barbara's? If this part made you rethink your morning routine, tap that like button so I know it helped. You don't need to be perfect to stay healthy at 60, 70, or even 94. You just need to be consistent with the right habits, simple ones, like a glass of water, a few minutes of movement, a little sunlight. If I can do it at 94, living alone, with no medications, so can you. Now let me ask, how many of these 5 habits are already part of your mornings, and which one will you start tomorrow? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your journey. If this video gave you something to think about, please give it a like. Subscribe if you'd like more simple, science-backed tips for healthy aging. And share this with someone you care about, because small habits can change a life. Remember, it's never too late to start. Your healthiest years might still be ahead.